Oh boy, beginning of a match? That's huge. But okay, I just want to take this chance to talk about the FNAF movie. Yeah! Don't worry, this will be out of spoilers. I'm not into that whole spoiler thing, but
Do what you do best.
I wanted to
Win.
say my thoughts on it. And also, this is my first match of the day, so expect it to be absolutely awful. Repositioning quick. Oh my gosh. Oh my god. Okay, that was pure luck. That was pure luck. But yeah, I just wanted to take this chance because I just got back from seeing it. Well, okay, that's a lie. I saw it yesterday. Um, it was a really fun movie. Is the best way I can explain it. Okay, the alternator's not it, especially my accuracy right now. So we are going to do. Let's use the flatline. We haven't used the flatline a whole lot. Just bomb rush him. Ooh, easy. But yeah, where where to get started? Okay, so saw the FNAF movie, right? Hype of the town, talk of the town. Markiplier was not in it. Holy crap, I can't hit a shot. Which is, you know, of course everyone wants to cry about, but that's okay. Okay.
Twice the pleasure.
I mean, they're weak, so I don't count that.
That's it.
Okay,
That
okay.
was
Never mind.
excellent.
We're popping off. Okay. Um, it was a fun movie to say the least.
Pilot, your
And sorry
Titan is
for all my
standing
verbal
by.
pauses and stuff.
All is
Again,
when
this is my
ready.
first match of the day, and I just hopped on, so yeah, a lot of my brain power is just trying to get back into the groove of things. But it was a fun movie to say the least. For a horror movie, I'm going to be completely honest, it wasn't very good. And I'm not weak to horror or good versus. Yeah, I'm not weak or good versus horror. I'm like maybe slightly above average. Like I'm a little resistant to like gore and stuff, and I mean scares can make me tense, but I'm not one to like scream or anything, right? So I'd say I'm a decent opinion enough, and I will say I did watch Moist Critical's Moist Meter over the FNAF movie, and if you haven't watched that,
Titan
I
ready.
would
Call
recommend
it any
watching that.
time, eh?
He always does pretty decent reviews over games, and he always does pretty good reviews over games and movies and stuff that relatively I almost always agree with, even though I am a much worse gamer than him and have a little bit of different taste and stuff in games than he does, but I definitely respect his opinions to say the least. You know what?
Stand
Let's
by
just
for
do that.
Titanfall.
We're gonna see how this goes. But yeah, it wasn't a very good horror movie for like being. It wasn't scary. Yes, it wasn't really scary, which is a little disappointing. And I will say, partially this was due to
We're
it
up to big
being.
blows. Time to earn our pay. Fight harder.
We're about to pop off.
You're dominating that pilot.
This is partially due to it being in PG-13, but I have to agree with something Moist Critical says that in no world. Oh my gosh, I'm doing bad because I'm not focusing on this. In no world was the movie not going to be PG-13. There was no world in which they were going to go full out on the gore and the language and the scary bits and stuff and make it some rated R. Like, that's just not where the audience is at. Much of the audience is on the younger side. Even though that doesn't really make sense to me because when the game came out, at least for me, I'm 20 now. I remember playing FNAF 1 and 2. Why is every enemy using Legion? Holy crap. When I first used... Wow, okay. Well, if everyone else is using Legion. When I first played FNAF 1 and 2, I remember it got really big in 5th grade. You know, we'd be sitting around, you know, drooling at the mouth and throwing up in class, as typical 5th graders do, and we waited for us to be called good boys and girls and for them to bring us the rolly cart of, oh my gosh, laptops. Of old school Dell or HP laptops. I forget which is what. But, you know, we would wait for that, and then everyone would get super excited to play, like, the free... Okay. everyone was super excited to play like the free version of, you know, FNAF 1 and 2, some bootleg version of it offline or whatever. However we found it, I don't remember. And then of course whoever could make it the furthest had the most clout in class. You know, is that and how physically fast you could run. Those are the two ways your ranking in elementary school would be, you know, decided by, was how fast you could run and how long you could last in FNAF. And wow, that was bad. We leave. What is this? What kind of turn is this? I don't know. Setting it right there. But either way, back to it. Ow, that was bad. Either way, back to it. I remember when that came out. And that was a long time ago at this point. So to me, people that should enjoy FNAF are closer to my age group. But they made it PG-13 just so it could hit a little bit of a younger audience. I guess you could get into the series later than that, but it just doesn't quite make sense to me for you to be, you know, in it that late, but it's whatever, I guess. But like I said, it wasn't very scary. The plot, the main character did really well. Whoever, I forget that actor's name, but whoever he was did his role very well. But the movie just definitely had some small plot holes, and it wasn't scary at all. The design was fantastic. I will say that, like, the animatronics looked great. The animatronics looked absolutely great, and certain parts of the movie were really well made. Like I said, I'm gonna stay away from spoiler territory, but I definitely would recommend it. However, I will only really recommend it if you already like FNAF and know a good bit about the lore. Because that's a huge, huge factor that carries the movie, in my opinion. If you already know the lore, or somewhat interested in the games, you know, like, background knowledge and what certain stuff can be implied and this and that, so you can take a lot more enjoyment out of the movie. This is the best way I can explain it. Okay. This is the best way I can explain it. There's a lot more enjoyment you can take out of the movie because there's so much that the movie almost relies on you having a sense of what it already is. Now, there is a certain character that just serves to give you random exposition so you know the know. But if you already know a lot about the movie, you'll just enjoy it so much better. You know what? Who? Oh, you. Okay. Thank you for the battery, my good sir. But if you already know, you'll really enjoy the movie. There's a lot... Wow. There's just so much that you can take from it, and I will say, for a video game adaptation, for like making the complicated plot of FNAF into a movie and making it make sense, it does good. They do take some creative liberties. There is some stuff that's different. And of course that is going to upset probably too many people. But, again, it is in a good way. I would say even if you're like a diehard fan, there's still so much you can take from it and enjoy from it. Wait for it. Oh, dang. But, what is there to say? I'm trying, again, I don't want to say spoilers. It was a fun movie. Everyone, so because of the target audience and stuff, a lot of the viewers wanted or already knew about the movie. Wow, sorry, my brain like turned off because I was fighting. But a lot of the people were there because they already knew FNAF. There's like multiple scenes or cameos in the movie where people would cheer or just be super excited and stuff about it. And it was just a really awesome thing, honestly. It was just a really awesome thing that, oh my gosh, a really awesome thing that doesn't typically happen. Even though the movie was, again, completely brutally honest, in certain ways a little mediocre, because everyone knew what it was supposed to be, and because it still it still scratched that itch. It wasn't like the perfect scratch, it wasn't the best massage you've ever had, but it definitely fixed you up just a little bit. It sated that craving just enough for it to not bother you. I should have killed him, but whatever. And it was just a really enjoyable movie. Again, there's multiple times where people clapped or cheered or got super excited, and it was really nice. And it's a really good movie for afterwards to theorize the certain plot points that were sort of implied or not told, and where the movie series is going to go. Because again, it's slightly different than the theories and the plot and whatever you may believe about the FNAF lore. And it was a really fun aspect. There's a really fun aspect to be able to get together with people and talk about it afterwards. It wouldn't be a movie I would see me rewatching for like, because it's a good movie that I want to see the action scenes and the scare scenes again. A lot of the scare scenes were goofy and made me chuckle a little bit. But like, I would definitely rewatch the movie to pick it apart. To, again, theorize, to point out specific details. Like, it had a lot of love in it. That was something you could clearly see. It had a whole lot of love in it. And it was just really enjoyable. So, if you're at all interested in it, I would recommend it personally. And I just wanted to say, I would give it a solid 6.5 out of 10. Like I said, for a movie in general, it was probably like a 5. But for like entertainment and enjoyment factor, a solid 8 or 9.